Hello, welcome to the Semester Prep Academic Workshop. My name is Deja DePass, and myself and my colleague Suzanne Hamilton are student learning coordinators and academic coaches. Over the course of the semester, we will be bringing a plethora of asynchronous as well as in-person workshops that will help you be the best student you can be. Please keep an eye out. For our topic today, we'll be talking about prepping through various ways, through scheduling, physical means, and relationship building. And then we'll end off with how to effectively utilize Arcadia's systems. So our first topic is prepping through scheduling. When prepping through scheduling, first you want to take note and read thoroughly through all of your syllabi. You want to keep in mind all of your professors' email addresses and office hours. You want to thoroughly read through their attendance policy, as well as the grading scale that will be used for your assignments. You want to keep track of all exam due dates and be aware of any extra credit opportunities if applicable. Next thing, if you want to invest in a calendar or planner, these are some things you want to consider. Does said planner or calendar have a day-to-day component, or is it just a monthly calendar? Do you work best with a formal planner, a fancy to-do list, or a simple notebook? Are you into color coding or highlighting important items? Do you enjoy putting things in alphabetical order, or maybe in order of difficulty? Now, you want to be sure you put everything that is due until the end of the semester in your planner or calendar, and you want to be accountable and on top of checking off or updating due dates and working dates for assignments. Next, you want to make sure that you create a daily schedule. You want to make sure you schedule adequate time to eat and schedule time for yourself and for self-care, because those are the two most important things above being a student. You want to make sure you schedule time to walk and or travel to your classes if needed, or to internships, club meetings, etc. You want to schedule time for getting tasks done. You want to make sure you schedule time to study each and every day, because that's how much you need to study in order to really learn content. And then you want to make sure you schedule time for being social or going out and enjoying time with friends. Next, you want to make sure that you put due dates in your planner or calendar as the day before. If you are a procrastinator, this will help you seriously have extra time to complete your assignments. For longer assignments, you want to schedule mini due dates along the way instead of trying to do everything all at once. And just a standard tip, the longest that you should wait to start an assignment is half the time between when the assignment was given to when it is due. So if an assignment is assigned and you have 30 days to do it, the longest you should wait is 15 days to start. That way you give yourself adequate time to complete it. Now that we've talked about prepping through scheduling, let's talk about prepping through physical means. You want to make sure you find your study zone and workspace that's ideal and works for you. So some things to consider. Do you need a lot of light to work? Do you operate better in silence or background noise with music? Is there a specific time of day when you're most productive? That could be the morning, afternoon, maybe it's 1 a.m. Are you productive and efficient when studying in your bed? Most people are not, considering that the bed is a space to relax and rest. And can you effectively get work done with people around? Or do you need to work on assignments and other things by yourself? Next, you want to organize your physical and digital space. So if you're more into having physical copies of things, you could have a folder with multiple tabs or multiple folders that are dedicated to one subject in order to organize papers and other handouts. Or you could choose to have a binder with multiple tabs or multiple notebooks to organize your notes. Now, if you're more into keeping digital files, you can have folders in your Google Drive that are dedicated to each subject. And then you can organize them either alphabetically or by last modified, and you can also color code them. Now, you want to make sure you come up with a reward system in order to keep your motivation up to complete your work throughout the semester. For instance, maybe if you get an A+ on an exam, you can order out and treat yourself. If you complete 2 hours of studying, you can hang out with your friends. Or if you finish a long assignment, maybe then you get to watch your favorite TV show. You want to make sure you put things in place that will actually keep you motivated to get your work done. Then you want to get on a really good sleep schedule. Sleep is really imperative for success. Proper sleep improves your mood and motivation, and it helps with physical functioning. The more you enter REM sleep, the more information you're bound to retain. So if you study, but you're not getting enough sleep, you're not actually effectively studying, and the information will not stick. And good sleep helps improve concentration and focus. Now, let's talk about prepping through relationship building. First, you want to connect with your classmates. You want to find others who you can work through material with, study with, and share resources with. Especially if this is a class that maybe you're not doing the best in, figure out who is doing really well and who understands the material. Next, you want to make sure that you ask questions. Asking questions clears up our thoughts and gives us a stronger understanding of difficult material. It shows your professors that you're invested and that you're actually listening when they're lecturing. It can clear things up for not only you, but also others in your class who may be afraid to ask questions. It can help us build self-confidence, and it can help us communicate better. And you want to know your resources. There are so many helpful resources available at your disposal that are basically free, or rather, have no additional charge, and you want to make sure you utilize them since you're paying so much to be here. If you're not sure how to find or use a certain resource or who you can talk to, ask someone. It could be a student leader, a faculty member, or a staff member. Anyone on this campus is willing to steer you in the right direction and just wants to help. Well, now that we've talked about prepping, we're going to talk about utilizing Arcadia systems such as Canvas, Gmail and Google Drive, and under PortalGuard, OED services, which holds our tutoring services and writing center services. So first off, starting with Canvas, you want to make sure your Canvas is organized just the way you like it and that you know where everything is. So off to the side, you can keep track of your to-do list, which will let you know about upcoming assignments and exams. When you're looking at your tiles for individual classes, if you use the three dots, you can color code each class, give it a nickname, and or shift the order in order of importance, or maybe classes that have more assignments or less assignments than others. Now, if you go to the three dots above, you can change how you view your classes. What is pictured here is the card view. You can maybe make it in a list, or you could just have it organized by recent activity. So you could see anytime things are updated or when the due dates are coming up. Next, after your dashboard, we're heading into calendar. By going into calendar and hitting the plus, you can add an event, an assignment, or an item to your to-do list. Next, we're shifting into account. When you go into account, you can go into notifications and edit what type of notifications you would like to receive. So you can receive notifications for due dates, changes to grading, course content. If your professor uploads a file, make sure you have things on for announcements and many other things. And you can choose if you want these notifications through email or through push notifications to your mobile device. Next, we're shifting over to Gmail. So if you go into your Gmail and hit the gear at the top of the screen, you can edit your inbox and decide what type of inbox you want. You can choose to have important emails pop up at the top, unread emails, or maybe emails that you've personally started yourself. Or you can choose the default setting, which will just show unread emails in the order that they've appeared. Next, if you shift over to the side and hit the light bulb, you can take any important notes. This is really great because you can take notes for your classes and then add them into different workspaces. By hitting the check mark below the light bulb, you can add tasks to your to-do list and also assign them to different workspaces in your drive for each of your classes. Now shifting over to Google Drive. When organizing your drive, you can choose to order your files alphabetically, by last modified, or by when they were last opened, whichever works for you and will make it easiest for you to find your files. Now, when you hit the three dots on the side of a folder in your drive, you can organize the folder by color coding, moving, adding a shortcut, or starring them, which is really helpful. As well as when you hit the three dots on an individual file, you can organize it by moving it, adding a shortcut, starring it, or adding it to a specific workspace. And you could choose to organize your workspaces maybe by different classes or just different types of assignments. Hitting the symbol up at the top of the screen with the lines that looks like a chart can change your view. So this view pictured is grid view, but you can change your things to be listed out if that's more aesthetically pleasing and easier for you to organize. Now, our last service is OAD Services, which you will find under your Arcadia Portal Guard. Now, first, you want to select the OAD Services tile to make a tutoring or writing center appointment. Once you do, it will bring you to our scheduling system, Academia, and on the homepage, you should be able to click New Appointment in order to make one. It will bring you to a page where you're able to confirm your information, choose that you want a tutoring session or a writing center session, select your specific course and instructor, pick from the tutors available, and then you can receive a confirmation email. We definitely encourage tutoring, which is always a helpful service. Even if you're not failing a class or anything, it's definitely a great resource to utilize to brush up on content and get to talk to somebody who's taken the class already. And that is all. If you have any questions or concerns, feel free to email tutor@arcadia.edu or to stop by the LRN. Thank you very much.